Want to share, it's been about 25 years or so litigating on the environmental front, some ideas for the future, just a couple of them out of my own understanding of how we should move forward on climate justice. So just narrating a story that in 97 I took the first case as a public interest litigator, and I go to the court, an air pollution case to the Lahore High Court. And I still remember that the judge said, oh, ye environment wale aa gaye. And he said, okay, we'll take up your case later. We need to do the criminal cases first. And, you know, in a sense saying, let's just deal with the real stuff first and look at this fancy stuff later. So that was the understanding way back in early 90s. The way, very dismissive. They would look at the case and say, okay, fine, nothing special. I still remember having taken up the Color Kahar cement case. Later on, the DG Cement case kind of came to us later. And I remember the Supreme Court at that time, it was a case saying you cannot have a cement factory in a valley because it will totally destroy the valley because the hot air gets trapped. And there were cases from India and Dehradun where they had struck down such industries, and they said you can't have a cement plant in a valley. And I still remember a 5-member bench at that time when I appeared, said, "Aapne ghar banaya hai kabhi?" नहीं जी, मैंने अभी घर नहीं बनाया. So आपको क्या पता सीमेंट क्या होती है और सीमेंट की कितनी ज़रूरत होती है? And that's it. They dismissed my case. And 20 years later, the case came up in the DG Cement, and we upheld that and whatever we did later on. So the point that I'm trying to make is that over the years, the sensitivity came in. Earlier, they thought this was like a fancy little litigation, and slowly it became slightly mainstream. But the point is, it is still not mainstream. If there is an environmental case, a climate case, they'll probably say, Mansoor ko bhej do, Aisha ko bhej do. That's not going to do it, you see. We all have to deal with climate as if it's a human rights issue. There is no difference. It is a serious human rights case. And every judge has to do it. This concept of champions of environmental law and champions of climate justice cases is wrong. Abhi bhi jo litigation, jo jurisprudence aap dekh rahe hain, we talk about a couple of judges doing this. This is not right. This is not going to work. That a couple of judges do it, they retire and the whole story is over. That's not a sustainable model. We all have to do climate cases. We all. And when I say all, I mean all the judges at the Supreme Court, all the judges at the High Court, but more so the judges in the district judiciary. It's a human rights issue, as Amir was saying earlier. Aap isko deal kare aur isko attend kare. There are issues that you have to deal with. So number one, this champions concept has to go. It has to be mainstreamed. Environmental law, climate justice matters have to be mainstreamed. Everybody has to deal with it as a human rights issue. There is no lens to my mind. The lens is human rights. It has to be there. There is no other lens to my mind. So जो आमिर हमें वो पहना रहे थे कोई lens आंखों में, उसकी ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. The only lens is human rights, and you need to consider it in that sense. So एक चीज़ तो ये है कि we need all the judges, and let's not take it as a niche, little niche, कि climate justice तो कुछ लोग करेंगे, कुछ नहीं करेंगे. Everybody's got to do it. The second approach that I want to, over the years that, internally I've developed and I would like to share, we've been talking about a very human-centric approach towards climate. Or abhi, it's high time that we move on to biocentric approach. ये सब कुछ humans के लिए नहीं है ये सारा planet. Humans नहीं तो उसका बेड़ा गर्क किया है. So we need to start thinking कि हमने nature को protect करना है. It's not about humans anymore. We need to go beyond humans and think about nature. When we talk about dignity in some of the recent work we've done, it's not about human dignity anymore. If you were to protect nature's dignity, you automatically protect human dignity. So I think we need to move beyond human-centric approach, this anthropogenic approach, and move on to more biocentric approach, start protecting nature. In one of the judgments, we've also gone ahead and crafted a remedy saying that nature has a legal personhood also. A tree has a right also, a river has a right also. So I think that is the future. We need to start bringing in nature and give them a legal personhood and move in that direction. That will be also important. And instead of sort of moving out of this human-centric kind of framework that we are in. We also need to think, we talk about ADR quite a lot, and it is something that is futuristic, and we need to have mediation, arbitration, other remedies, but we need to also bring in green ADR into our thinking, because matters need to now be resolved through ADR also. So I think if we have climate cases, there will be climate litigation in future, there will be other matters that will come to court, we might want to consider a green ADR space also, where there are people equipped to deal with, negotiate matters relating to climate and solve these problems. So that's a green ADR. There is also a thought of developing commercial courts. All over the world we have commercial courts, and the world says that it's important, the most important set of cases that you have in the docket in any court are commercial cases, because they have a direct nexus with the economy of the country. And more so in Pakistan with the state of economy, it is time that we have a special emphasis and underline the importance of commercial courts. And sooner or later, if we have one, it is ideal now that the commercial courts would be the best place to deal with climate matters also at the district level. So all the members of the district judiciary need to buckle up. There's a lot coming your way if we're going to talk about commercial courts being housed at the district courts. Those commercial courts are going to talk about economy and commerce, but more importantly also commercial climate change cases, because there is a strong nexus between climate and the economy and businesses. So that would be another forum which is futuristic but might be looked at. Another area that we need to work on, and there's partly some work going on, that there has to be a global court. It cannot just go on the way we are, because suppose the trillions of dollars or millions of dollars that I talked about in the morning that we need to recover from, the West regarding the damage caused due to floods is 15 to 20 billion dollars. How do we go about executing that? So there is now a thought of the development of the global court. The recent work being done at the ICJ is a starter to my mind, and I think eventually it will lead to some sort of a global court regarding climate justice, because if you can get all sorts of reparations, or you can get all sorts of compensations on economic losses, you can certainly get loss and damage as far as climate is concerned. So global court is another futuristic idea which will happen to my mind. One day they'll have to set up a global court to that effect. Then lastly, another thought that I have is that while we go ahead deciding cases, it is very important for all of us, judges here in particular, that our lifestyle has to change also. We cannot just give judgments. You have to internalize climate justice. You have to start thinking like an environmentalist. You need to start living like one also. So I think like our institution, the Supreme Court of Pakistan as a public sector institution, must also consider, do we really have a low carbon footprint? Are we really conserving on energy, or is it just that we dispense justice and we just create jurisprudence, talk about all these big ideas of climate justice, but do we really actually live through climate justice? Is the climate justice being applied to us? So in Supreme Court, for example, there's a lot of energy being spent. Do we think of going solar? Have we thought about going solar? Have we ever thought that we could have tons of paper is being used every day in the paper books that we use? We need to start thinking that if we go paperless, it's about time we go paperless. Unless you do things with with your own life, you see, there is no way you can go ahead and talk about a change in the world unless you change yourself. For example, we need to enhance the capacity of video linking. I mean, you don't want people traveling just to attend to a case, a litigant flying off from Karachi to come to a case here, when a video link can solve that problem, which we're doing right now, but we need to expand that capacity. People could not really come to court anymore, and they could do it through video link. That is something that we're heading. And a rather interesting thing would be that the fuel consumption that we have, the cars that we take and go around, and I'll be requesting the Honorable Chief Justice to consider, and actually I took it up with him earlier, and I said, what about having electric cars or hybrid cars? And he came up with a fantastic answer actually. He said, get bicycles then, and get the cars out. So I mean, I'm not going in that direction. I mean, I would still require a car to get to Lahore. So maybe we need to think about hybrid cars and think about electric cars. So the point that I'm trying to make is that not only are we as judges need to just start dispensing justice, we need to internalize climate into our lives and change our living habits and lifestyles also. Thank you.